code is cheap. AI has reduced the cost of writing the code dramatically, as it used to be that the more specialized you are in one certain thing, the higher salary you would get. It's a different game now. I work as director of AI and I used to be developer for 18 years, and for the past years I've been working with AI adoption, and I've seen developers thrive with AI, and I've also seen developers who are not quite sure what to do now or how to think of their career in the long term. And in this video I will show you what you need to master to thrive in these transitioning times and a 4-week plan on how to do it. There's also a PDF included. The problem with AI is that it does not just speed things up, it also multiplies what is already there. Let me explain. AI gives you answer fast, true, and they look great, also true, but if you're not super senior who review 30 pull requests and maybe code reviews every day, it means that your judgment is not as trained, so that AI will just amplify that untrainedness. It can create mess. And most juniors treat AI like a speed tool, which it is in a skilled hand, but the problems do get fixed. However, the system just gets worse. Before, if you didn't understand the system, you got stuck and then you actually had to understand it and know how to fix it. Now you can just get polished code fast and it works. So if it works, you just ship it. But this might not be a problem once the AI gets powerful. Today it is still very important because it can lead to a situation where you are just putting a bandage on an open wound. And that is why AI can keep people stuck at junior to middle-level positions, because it covers the gap that you still need to close yourself. So if code is cheap, which skills matter then? Most developers, especially juniors, think that their value is in the stack that they use every day. Let's say JavaScript, React, Vue, Node, Angular, Python, whatever. Now, harsh truth is that the skills are now being replaced by AI. AI knows React, AI knows Python. These are the skills that matter less and less with AI. The deeper understanding goes to the skills that are transferable across the stacks. Because if this is your stack, you can easily see that if one of these things changes in that stack and becomes unstable, your entire stack crashes down. However, if you have core bubbles that transfer when the tools and languages changes, you are much better off. You can change with them. In this model, the 6 core bubbles that I think of are security, monitoring and logging, debugging, architecture, and design patterns. And there are probably other skills as well, but the point is the same. Now, debugging, it is a skill of reducing the search space. You form a hypothesis, you have some ideas where things are, then you trace the flow of information, and then you isolate variables. And that works across any language. AI can do this quite well, the debugging part, but you need to be able to do it better in order to make sure that you and your AI are fixing the right thing in the bigger thing, which brings us to architecture, which means setting boundaries, dependencies, and ownership of data across the system. If you cannot see that entire shape, you cannot judge whether the AI output fits or if it's the wrong place to fix it right, putting a bandage on a wound. Now, design patterns are repeatable answers to repeatable problem shapes, and this is something that AI knows and uses a lot and can communicate with you, so you need to be able to communicate back with it. You also need to know when design pattern helps or when it just adds junk. Sometimes AI can just guess because it doesn't understand the business decision behind it and doesn't understand the long-term goal that you're trying to reach. So it needs your guidance. Now, logging and monitoring are very similar, but basically logging helps you explain what is happening with the system, and monitoring tells you when your behavior starts to drift. AI does not care about it at all. Once it has produced the code for you, it's happy to turn off or to shut down. However, you have to live with your system. So you need to understand, need to feel the pulse of the system, how it is going. Security, same thing. AI does not have any stakes in your code, in your problem, so you need to stand back decisions about validation, access control, and trust and set these boundaries early, not just after the feature has shipped and after the AI has put some code for you. Because AI will gladly produce code which looks fine, but it's not secure in the overall system. And that is the point of this model. Seniors were never valuable because they knew how to write React, Vue, or Python, or one language, or one front, or one model, or one framework. They are valuable because they can spot the same problems, they understand design patterns, they understand how to fix things, and they are valuable because they know what good looks like. So if these are the bubbles that matter most now, especially in this transitioning AI times, how do you build them on purpose? And I'm glad you asked, because I have here a model that I will show you. Many developers know what they should learn, but they do not know how to do it in repeatable, sustainable way. So this bubble model is a simple 4 weeks plan that you can follow and build these skills. And week 1 is bubble, it's BIB, build universal basics, which means that you would start with listing these 6 and then score yourself on them from 1 to 5. Let's say security is 3, monitoring is 5, debugging you're 5. Then you would pick the one which you are least comfortable with. So if architecture is weak, the AI will help you build very clean chaos, which you don't want that. And if your debugging is weak, AI will help you make the bad fixes faster on the wrong place in your system. And this is really important. Now that you have identified these skills, you need to set up your calendar. Crucial thing, do not just watch this video, you need to put the reps in. This video, like any course, will help you get the illusion that you're learning. You are not. You need to sit down and do the actual reps for these muscles to grow, right? For these bubbles to grow. So you need to set up your time in this calendar. Where in week 1 you would identify these, you would go in deeper, you would understand how much you know about them, and you would make a plan as to what you need to learn. So the week 2 is bundle. You need to bundle these skills or improving of these skills together with your work. If you are fixing a bug, you would not just rush to the solution and be finished with it. You also want to improve everything that there is about debugging that you are supposed to know. You need to write down what's your hypothesis, you need to trace the flow, you need to isolate the variable, and also you need to check the best practices onto how to debug this. You need to get the best tool integrated in your system. If you are refactoring, look for repeatable problem shapes and things that occur so that you can use some design pattern as well and figure out whether a pattern actually helps. And this is how learning sticks. You attach it, you bundle it to the real pressure, to the real code and real consequences. And then week 3 is the L, which stands for leverage. Leverage is basically leveraging a new tool. So use the same skill in a slightly different context. If you are familiar now with debugging, try to do the debugging in a different application, some side script or some other service. Also, architecture, try the same architecture thinking into a small tool built with a different stack. Because the goal is not to learn the stack, the goal is to prove that these architecture skills that you have of planning the progress, the planning the data flow, and planning how things will happen is something that will happen in any stack, because now AI will understand the stack and you will understand these skills here that are transferring, right? And the goal here again is to deepen the skill transfer, the architecture in this case, that you approach to solving things is now changed, and you need to verify that, and you should notice that very easily. And this is one thing where seniors are using AI properly, and AI helps in a right way here, because you can just replace the stack and test your skills with any other stacks, because now AI will take care of the semantics. So use it to compare approaches and explain trade-offs, and not just hide behind your weak spots. You can use AI to teach you, that's what I mean. Now week 4 is expand, and you would expand on your learning by adding one and only one skill, not 3, not 5, only one, because you need to make it sustainable over the next several months where you're gonna go in circles through these bubble methods. So if you follow this circle, you will stop measuring progress by how much, I don't know, you know about specific tool or how much AI lines of code has your AI written for you. You will start measuring your progress, but how much uncertainty and how much risk you can handle by knowing these core skills, how much uncertainty you can control. And since the code generation is now cheap, we have moved the value a bit above. The value moved up to the judgment and up to the problem framing, verification, as well as knowing the proper way to implement solution on a bit larger scale than the code or the framework. And if this helped, watch my video on how senior developers start a new project. Bye.